We're joined today on Primetime Local News by Caitlin Dukeshire, who is the Economic Development Officer for the City of Lloydminster, talking about a very important issue here in the city. Before we get into that, thank you so much for joining me today, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, the city has launched a commercial air feasibility study. Basically, we lost the daily flight to Calgary that WestJet had provided back last month in April, and now the search is on for another airline to come into Lloydminster. So, tell me about this study, Caitlin. What is the purpose of it, first of all?
Yeah, thanks, Stacey. So as you mentioned, on April 12th of this year, we did lose one ship service. It was something that business-wise, they had to make a decision and they made that decision. We did talk in depth with them about potentially reconsidering, but it came down to dollars and cents. And that it's an interesting time in the air service industry right now, post-COVID. So what we're doing with H&M Aero Aviation Consulting is assessing the situation with research and analysis, and then preparing a detailed air service business case, as well as marketing to present to new prospective airlines.
So, what does that involve, Caitlin? What are you going to? Are you going to the public? Are you consulting other airlines, or what's exactly involved in getting this study together?
So all of those things for sure. Right now we're in the engagement and assessment portion of things. So right now we have a survey that launched last week. We are really excited about how many recipients have taken advantage of that survey. We're over 450 right now. Let's get those numbers up. Appreciate the feedback. That looks at where they're flying from, where they want to fly from, what services they'd like to see from an airport perspective, and what routes are important to them. In addition to that survey, we're going to host 3 engagement sessions. One at Startup Lloydminster on May 14th. This is a free session. If you'd like lunch, Startup will provide lunch for the low cost for $10, but otherwise it is free, just like the other open houses. And then we're going to do an open house on Tuesday, May 14th, right at the airport. So that'll be an evening session, again, mixing it up so that everyone can attend, wants to attend. We'll have one during the day and one during the evening. And then to finish it off, another open house May 15th at Second Cup from 12 to 1.
And with the study, is there any particular airline that you are targeting, or is that something you're hoping to find out by doing the study?
Honestly, part of we do have some that we would really like to consider for Lloydminster. However, that's part of this analysis. We want it to be a relationship that works for the people of Lloydminster, but also from a business case and from a airline perspective.
Has there been any airlines that have approached the city since WestJet left, or are you allowed to discuss that?
Mhm. I'd like to. We've had interest. There are definitely considerations, which is great, and that's the really important thing about that. From the moment we found out that WestJet would be exiting the market, we've really been activating as soon as we possibly can and getting those stories out there, and then um, working on this study with H&M.
You mentioned that survey, Caitlin. Where can people find that online if they want to take part if they haven't filled it out yet?
Yeah, for sure. So it's yourvoicellloyd.ca/com air.
Okay, and just for general information, we talked about the open houses and some of the things that are planned. Is all that information on the same site, or should they go to the city's website, or where's the best place, I guess, to find everything they need to know about this study?
Site is the spot where you will find all of the information, including the links to our CP to those information sections, as well as the link.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you so much. And I know there's a lot of interest in that. So hopefully we'll get more people filling out the surveys, and hopefully we can see that regular air service coming to Lloydminster soon. Thank you for all the work you're doing with this. And I appreciate you chatting with me today.
Thank you for the opportunity.